stop being a bitch.
It is time, Lemonheads. Welcome once again to Lemon City Live. Lemon City Live, of course, is brought to you by Magic City Highlight. Magic City's 2020 season started May 1st and will run through the end of November. For now, the court will stay closed to the public, but you'll be able to watch all the games in real time on YouTube on the Highlight channel. If you need a sports fix, we highly recommend that you check it out. The Highlight channel has a ton of other original content to help you understand the game and get you more familiar with the players in the league. Just go to youtube.com/highlight channel, spelled JAIALAI channel. It's free to subscribe, and you'll never miss a moment of the action. Don't forget to live the high life over here.
Oh man, I gotta get my hat. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is the Lemon City Live podcast, another quarantine edition.
Another
one. There you go. Of your favorite podcasters here. And today we are joined. Well, this is episode 216. Right, Gus? Oh,
yeah.
Hold on a second. Hold on. I closed the window and I lost you guys. Where did everybody go? There it is. Okay. Yeah, dude, sorry. I had a little snafu there. Anyway, episode 216. Gus, congratulations. That's 216 episodes in a row.
Thank you.
Never missing a beat. And Megan is and joining us today, making his first appearance since I believe episode 99 was your
99.
Your last appearance.
Ooh.
It's been a while.
Wasn't good enough for the 100th show. Wasn't good enough for the 200th show. I'll take 216. How many people say they want 216?
Hey,
you
didn't accept the invite. You know what I'm saying? We put it out there. We had a mega extravaganza there for 200 and 100. But anyway, Omar from Magic City Soccer joining us here. Our buddy, one of our media pals here that we've met along our journey, becoming local soccer aficionados here that we are, and also our future pro bono attorney, Omar.
Just slide that one in there, just in case
if
we ever need you. Yeah,
bro. You know what I'm saying? That's my boy right there. So tell me, bro, what's first off, how's the lawyering process to become a lawyer going? Just give me a little thumbs up. Are you feeling good? Are you in the struggles? How's it going? Just how you feeling about that? Okay.
No,
he's not a fan.
No, nobody told me how hard it was. No, I'm just kidding. It's difficult. You know, it's time consuming. I'm really happy that I have a good team around me at Magic City Soccer, and obviously personally as well, to kind of carry the load, because I'm not somebody who you would ever find with a book in their hand before all of this. You know what I mean? And now I always have a book in my hand. And I don't like reading. If it's not like a sports article on ESPN or somewhere, like, you're not going to find me reading. And now I do nothing all day but flip it.
Yeah.
Flip it.
So knowing that law school is going to be like that, what made you decide, yeah, I think I want to, be bored for the next 3 years?
You know, one of those things where it's like you got to pull the trigger on it at some point, or you're always going to talk about it and you're never going to do it. But also kind of the whole situation of like, yeah, if I want to have a family, I got to be able to pay the bills, right? So how are we going to do that?
Yeah, well, buddy, best of luck. Best of luck with the rest of your coursework and everything. You're in what, year?
Yeah, going to year 2 now. Year 2, so hopefully one more to go and wrap it up. Otherwise, it'll be pretty bad.
That's what's up, bro. Well, congratulations on successfully completing the first year. A lot of people don't do that, so good luck on the next couple there. But yeah, Omar is a buddy of ours. We've met through covering many Miami FC games since their inception in 2016, man. So we got a lot of good memories and a lot of fun times, and also on the broadcast today, but behind the scenes, we got our boy Dennis holding it down. He just trust me, he's there. He's watching, making sure all of our comments are being read and displayed, and making sure that we look good when we talk. I don't know. I mean, he's got to work extra hard for me, but oh shit, hold on. I left. See, this is my problem for not being prepared there. My bad.
You forgot to mute your sound.
I forgot to mute my sounds.
Mute my sounds, so I'm at it.
Hold on. Do not disturb. See that I usually have it, but it's a brand new text message conversation. But anyway, Again, guys, this is the Lemon City Live podcast. Thank you for joining us. Hope you stick around for a while. On today's show, we are going to be talking about the big news. First of all, no hat of the day today because this is my COVID look right here. I'm really letting it out. You can really,
Looks good though.
You think I was checking it out like on the camera, and my hairline is pretty good lineup here. No,
Yeah,
right?
you don't really need a shape up.
Yeah, I'm like,
you just need to trim. Like,
oh yeah, it's a freaking. I mean, I do like my own little sideburns here a little bit, and obviously my beard's growing back finally, thankfully. But yeah, this is my COVID look, and anyway, on today's show, wait, we got some comments. Wait, is that Dennis? Is that you? I'm hating on the hairline. Yeah, man. Yeah. Oh wait, yeah. I mean, Edwin is all of us these days. Yeah, I feel you, man. I feel you.
How many COVID cuts have you had, though? Be honest. Zero. How many COVID haircuts have you had? Zero.
Bro, true story. I got a haircut. My birthday was at the beginning of March. It was on the 6th, and this whole lockdown happened like the week after. I think it was like a few days before my birthday. I shaved. I got the first fade I've gotten in years. My hair was shorter than yours. I had a nice like skin fade here, and my beard was all long, and I got it shaped up and trimmed. And since then, I haven't nothing other than myself like with my little clippers fixing my beard and touching up a little bit on the sides. But no, I haven't sat in a chair in months.
Looks good though.
Hey, I'm owning it. Today was my first truly hatless day in this COVID. I went all day without a hat, just owning it. And let's see how it goes. It might grow on me, but
what about you, Omar?
So twice, right? With like a beard clipper instead of a hair clipper. And my wife, bless her heart, she's like, all right, you want me to do this? Are you sure? And I'm like, yeah, I can't take it anymore. So she was going at it, but then the battery was going down. And I don't know if anybody's ever experienced like, shaving a beard, which I don't have for the first time in years at the moment, right?
Mm-hmm.
Bro, and the battery's going down, you're pulling hair out, and it's just like, she's like, what's wrong? And I'm like, stop.
Yeah. It looks great, babe. Oh
man, yeah, that's one of the worst things, especially if you're not 100% done or even close to being done, and the battery goes out. Like,
dude, I walked around looking like Two-Face, man. I had like half a haircut on one side, not a half on the other side, and then we're like leaving there charging it, but it's like an old Philips Norelco, so it's got like 24-hour charge, and you're like, oh my god, here we go. It was rough. It would be funny because we were at my mother-in-law's house, and we'll walk around, and she'd be like, "What's wrong with you?" And I'm like, "Battery died."
and then you flip the coin.
I'm telling you, man. Me when I did the chops, like when I had the handlebar and the chops, like those first couple of days, I'm walking the dog in the neighborhood, man, and it's the first time I've been living here for years, and no one's ever seen my chin or my cheeks exposed, and everybody's like, who's that guy? Who's that guy walking the dogs that belong to Edwin? Nobody even recognized me. People were shooting at me. It was funny, man. But I'm getting used to it. But I'm looking forward to growing it back. I have a picture here. Oh man, no, I can't take it down. It's stuck here. But I have a picture of when I had my ponytail and my long hair. So that's kind of my inspiration. I'm trying to get back to those days where I can, let the locks flow there, bro. But for now, I got to deal with this, curly haired afro that I got going on. So. But anyway, on today's show, we have Omar here. We have somebody that knows a lot about soccer. We have somebody that knows a lot about local soccer. So we're gonna talk some MLS. We're gonna talk some USL. We got some Miami FC. We got some Inter Miami. We got plenty to talk about there. Also, our season's ended for all the leagues out there. We got new champions. We might touch up on a little bit on there. I know you're wearing your Manchester United, so you're happy that and let's take that off the camera. So he's happy there, but Chelsea still got a game left. We got the FA Cup final this weekend, so I'm looking forward to that. Breaking some more Arsenal hearts, and then
you guys should have told me we were all gonna wear soccer jerseys, bro.
Well, you got some
you missed the memo, bro. Like I don't even know. Like
nobody told me.
Your fax machine doesn't work. I don't know what to tell you, man.
No. Seriously.
I'll run to my room over there. I'll put on a fucking Fort Lauderdale Strikers jersey.
There you're gonna stir some shit up, bro.
Yeah.
I was worried this was gonna be a haircut talk show.
I
You're
got
like,
my Miami Fusion,
so
guys.
just for men's to be your next sponsor.
Look
Nah,
how
bro.
sweet my Valderrama autographed Miami Fusion jersey is, bro. Huh? That's nice.
I like it. I like it.
Lewis with the jokes, man. Cut the afro, bro. No, not cutting it, bro. I can't. I gotta let it go, man. I've
You
gone
know,
this far. I gotta let it go,
Get cornrows.
bro. So true story. I did that once, and
I believe it.
I had cornrows for a grand total of one like long afternoon evening. I got them done early in my cousin, the one I was telling you about earlier, Gus.
Mhm.
She did my cornrows. I was asking, I was like, "Is it long enough? Long enough?" And she's like, "No, no, no." And then finally, she's like, "All right, let's go." She did the straight. I had the Kawhi, just the straight lines, like the Haslam, like
Mhm.
back like this. And I was like, "Oh man, does it look good? It looks good, right? Yeah." And bro, by like an hour later, like little hairs, ping ping, started popping out, and it didn't last, and it hurt like hell. I guess it was just too much for me. And by the end of the evening, I did like the Snoop Dogg where I had like half of it just pop out, and the other half had the things. And then by the next day, I was just like, yeah, it's gone. Let's just leave it like that.
Awesome.
Oh man, but right, man, my soundboard crashed. That's part of the issue, Gus. So yeah, man. That's yeah, but I'm gonna let it roll. I'm gonna let it roll. I want the long hair again. I really missed it. I've been watching these MLB guys. Did you see the kid from the Dodgers who started opening day? May, I forget his first name. He's got that carrot top hair. He puts on the hat and it's just poof.
Is he a
Bright
rookie?
red hair, dude. No, he's a second year, but he's the hot shit right now for them.
Oh,
And
Justin
then,
May, yeah. Carrot
yeah.
top, you're right.
Yeah, exactly. And then what's his face? Who's the other guy? Oh, Yu Darvish from the Cubs, bro.
Uh-huh.
You could tell he hasn't cut his hair throughout the whole quarantine. He's got this luscious, like old Bee Gees hair going underneath the hat, and it's just perfect. He puts on the hat and it's just all this Latucci just sticking out of the side, bro. It's beautiful.
Nice.
But you know what's weird? And it was pointed out to me this weekend by Cindy, which is why don't MLB guys like put ponytails?
I don't know.
Nobody does the man bun in baseball. Nobody or a ponytail.
You wear fitted. You wear fitted. You don't wear snapbacks. So you got nothing to stick out from the back.
But
imagine wearing a ponytail inside that batting helmet too, dude. What a nightmare.
Good point. That's a fair point, I guess. I hadn't thought of that part. Because it's true. Every time you see it, all the guys like Bryce Harper. Oh my God, he looks so good, bro.
That's not where I thought that was going. He looks so good, bro.
He looks so dreamy right now with that
is
hair.
Edwin's biggest man crush is
man.
Bryce Harper, hands down. There's no one on Bryce Harper's level.
I'm telling you, man. It's
in Edwin's eyes, bro. You love that guy.
I love that dude. That's a fine stack of man right there. That hair, it's the hair. It really is.
Did you have to pick somebody in the division though to have an affair with? Did you have to pick somebody in the division though? Come on.
I tried to go to.
That's what he does, bro. He's a Brady lover. You know what I mean?
I can see Dennis's face.
That is Edwin's go-to move, bro. Who's our biggest rival in the division? Oh, I love that guy.
No.
Yeah.
No. It just so happens that Brady had some good-looking hair before, but Harper's got it down though, man. Like I just, I got that hair crush on the dude, man. But yeah, I mean, you could tell Darvish has that pandemic hair. And speaking of baseball and COVID and pandemic, while we're here, man, this I thought today's be a great day to really get into it because our beloved Miami Marlins have turned into the Florida man of baseball. Major League Baseball's Florida man is the Miami Marlins right now. First off, are we surprised? Are we surprised that we are Florida man? Like, is even remotely surprised that it was the Marlins, the only team that has this?
Not even a little bit.
No.
And it's funny because I put out a tweet today, completely ignorant of the fact that the Marlins were in Atlanta previously, and I had thought, everybody's talking about. I heard a story. Okay, let me preface. Let's rewind, right? I heard a story that there was an issue at the Atlanta airport, so I thought, all right, cool. Like, clearly they had a connecting flight through Atlanta. Something happened at the airport. They got off the plane, and then all of a sudden, like, what the fuck, right? Yeah. No, that's not what happened, right? They were playing exhibition games in Atlanta, completely went over my head. You just missed it altogether. And it's like,
I forgot
the,
about those two.
and the thought about it is just like here I am thinking, I'm like, bro, did they fly commercial? Like, are they so cheap that they fly? Because if there's a team who's cheap, right, it's the Marlins. So you would think, okay, they're flying commercial. Now they got to
They
have
kind
a
of have to be.
layover in Philly because they had to fly Delta instead of American, right? So it's
Yeah.
like, all right, like, wait, what's going on here? It's like completely missed it. And people were like, no, you moron! Like they were in Atlanta already, and I'm like, oh yeah.
Oh, that's how it is. Yeah, I feel you, bro. I had kind of forgotten too because I'm like, yo, we just brought this from. I thought that we had just brought it straight from Miami. I'm like, no, wait, we were in Atlanta too, man. So it was definitely somewhere over there that they got it down. But oh, by the way, shout out to our boy Daniel. I don't think he's traveling with the team, but I definitely, if he is, bro, stay safe, man. I don't know. I think he only does the local games here, um, but yeah, okay. So this whole thing, we'll just get right into it.
Yeah.
So the first news comes out. Let's go back to Friday, right? The home opener or the season opener and everything. We're all excited. We're all looking forward to it. I myself was excited. I remembered afterwards that we did win that exhibition game against the Braves. So we were playing well. We blew that other one too.
Yeah, in the 8th inning.
Yeah.
The 8-run lead. Was it 8-run lead in the 8th or
something like that? But I'm not gonna invest anything in the fact that it's
yeah. No, it was a preseason game.
Yeah. Now spring training different, but exhibition scrimmage game. Yeah.
I just called it preseason. What a fucking dork.
What a noob, bro. But no, okay. So we go back to Friday, and that's when the first alarm goes off, which is Friday right before the game is about to start. We find out the news that our starting catcher and one of our better players, Jorge Alfaro, is tested positive, and he's been put on actually on the IL. And because of it, they're he can't play, and it's COVID related. So that's the first red flag.
Yeah,
we end up playing well that game. We beat the Phillies.
Mm-hmm.
Bryce Harper looked kind of good, but he didn't look well. I'm not even gonna no more Bryce Harper talk. Okay, so everything was good. We had something. We got excited, yo. It was our first opening day victory since 2014.
Good.
I myself was excited, man. Like. And Gus and I have been talking about this throughout the come up to this season, prior to COVID, when spring training was going on. We were in Jupiter, we were covering the Marlins, and we were excited. I feel, and I still feel like this team has some potential. I thought they've done the right moves. We've had Daniel on the show talking about the when we signed Corey Dickerson and all the other guys that we've had. We felt like our pitching staff had settled in. We had a great draft. We had a lot to look forward to. And I thought this season was going to be that first positive step in the right direction. We've had those bad seasons, those like, why did we trade that guy? Why did we do this? How come we're losing? But this season, I thought we were finally going to start putting some pieces in the positive column and then start working our way up. And man, Friday, we get that victory. And man, I was pumped up. I'm excited, bro. Baseball's back. I'm oof. Something to watch, I was like, all right. And I've been skeptical about the no people in the stadium, but I got excited. I got into it. Saturday, we're a little back down to earth, with, we take a hard L, but I'm like, all right, still, hey, Sunday, we can still win the series. You know what I mean? We can still take 2 out of 3. It's great. And as the game's going on Sunday, then right before that game, you find out that the starter, Jose Ureña, he's scratched. COVID.
Yeah. You knew right away, too. The second you heard scratch, you said, "Oh shit, here we go."
Mm-hmm.
Here we go.
Yeah,
and
they didn't announce it till later, but yeah, I mean, what else could it be?
Giveaway, right?
I mean,
yeah. And then
it's not a Josh Beckett blister.
Yeah. And then 2 other guys are out, and it's like, holy shit, red flag, red flag, red flag, red flag. We got 4 guys that tested positive. How the fuck? Yo, in March, we shut down the entire NBA because Rudy Gobert tested positive. Okay.
Yep.
We evacuated a stadium. Remember that we evacuated the stadium where the Jazz. Was it Jazz and
Jazz Thunder?
Jazz Thunder game. I think.
Or Jazz Pelicans, one of the 2.
And we evacuated the whole stadium. Obviously, we know now that maybe that was an extreme measure because what we know now about the virus a little bit. But still, all these things that happen, and here we are now. And then we come to find out this week that the Marlins knew about the positive cases going into the game Sunday.
Yeah.
And I've heard a couple of different stories. I haven't been able to confirm, but I heard one. It still comes from the same source. I just don't know how they approached it. One story I heard is that it was on a WhatsApp chat that they asked the players, "Hey, do you guys think we should play today?" Knowing what we know about the COVID. And then they said yes. And then the other story I heard that I haven't been able to fact check yet, but I don't fact check shit. So
reckless speculation.
Yeah, it's factually unfactual. That's how we do it.
Yeah.
Was that they asked that Mattingly said, "Hey, Mickey Rowe, what do you think?" And Mickey Rowe was the ultimate deciding person who ultimately said, one guy, not a doctor, not a guy from MLB.
Just one guy.
No, our shortstop, our freaking shortstop. Hey, you're leading the league in hitting. You're batting 700 in 3 games. What do you think, bro? You think you should play? And that's where we are. That's exactly. Yeah. So either scenario is ridiculous that you don't consult with like MLB. Where's MLB in this? MLB.
He didn't even ask Caleb Smith, bro.
Yes, you know what I'm saying?
Dr. K.
Dr. K.
He's a doctor.
That would have been a more qualified person to answer that.
I think the crazy part about it is this. So if we, and I don't mean to get ahead of you, but if we fast forward a little bit, right? I think the Phillies got their test results back in like 12 hours, something that like, a general person in the public can't do. First of all, that's a bad look. Yeah. Secondly, also, if the Marlins just left Philadelphia and everything we've been told is that, the average time. Well, okay, you know what I mean, though. Right? They're separated. Let's say, right?
Yeah.
The average time for somebody to essentially start testing positive can be anywhere from 2 to 14 days. So you're looking at like 5-6 days away, and now the Phillies are going to go off like a 2 days period and be like, "Now we're good." When Friday they can go get tested when they start a new series against whoever, and now they've got 6 guys who are positive. So now you start a chain reaction, and it's so terrible to say that like, hey, now we need to put a pause and everything again. But I think what you do is you just sit the Phillies down, you sit the Marlins down, and you kind of look at the Braves and see if the Braves are good. And if those teams are fine, if the Braves are fine, okay, you're good. And then put the Phillies on the shelf for a week. And it sucks. It's sad to say, but that's the safest way to do it. And the scheduling nightmare is going to be nuts, but you got to figure it out. Like, you knew this stuff could happen, and there should have been contingencies for it.
So I did a little investigative reporting.
Really?
Okay. I'm not going to bring out the microphone. No, actually, what I did was, so I started looking at MLB's Twitter, right? And prior to the stuff about the Marlins canceling and all the shit that's been going on with the Marlins, the MLB Twitter was really active. They were sharing a bunch of highlights from the weekend and this and that. The Marlins news breaks out. Their Twitter stayed quiet for something like 17 hours before they tweeted anything out again. So it's like, here you are, you're tweeting all the good stuff that's happening, but then you're staying silent on a real serious issue, okay? So, which leads to, I think Dennis also pointed out here, man behind the glass over here, was crazy that MLB knew. The reports are coming out, and it didn't intervene, which is like, bro, again, this is just...
Is there like
all about money? It's just all about money. There's no... And David Price, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, Omar,
no, go ahead.
David Price, who opted to sit out this season because he wasn't... he didn't feel like the MLB had a proper protocol in place for health concerns. He thought the MLB wasn't taking the health of the players seriously enough that he was like, I'm not going to play this season. It's not worth it. And
he's vindicated. Huh? He's already vindicated. Like, first weekend in, vindicated.
First weekend in. I don't have the exact tweet on me here. But yeah, he was like, oh, well, there you go, MLB. Good job, Manfred. He put Manfred on blast.
Dude, this is the perfect example showing how Rob Manfred is the worst GM in sports.
Commissioner.
My bad. The worst commissioner in sports. He's the worst. He's terrible. He's everything that he's handled in recent memory he's dropped the ball on everything. On the player association negotiations, all the way up to this COVID response. He's been terrible, man.
Not terrible all across the board. And then he was on MLB Network yesterday, and they were asking him like, "Yeah, what do you think?" And to quote him, he said, "Oh, I don't think we're in a nightmare situation yet. This isn't a nightmare scenario." And it's like, yo, you got an entire team that's potentially wiped out. First off, that's insulting to Marlins fans, okay? Because if this was the Yankees or if this was the Red Sox, baseball would have ceased. Baseball would have stopped, and it would have said, "Yo, we're postponing this for a couple of weeks till we figure it out, and then we'll pick up where we left off."
But I think that there's something to say though, and I think a 17-hour time period is hard to defend, but if you're the MLB and you come out and make a statement too quickly, and you don't get the statement right, that's even worse, in my opinion. So
But
I
you can
think
report on the news, though. You can report on the
you could, but also you don't.
dead
Do you want
silent.
to add fuel to a fire that may not actually be a fire? Granted, in this case, we look at it and we don't know the total number yet, right? I think we're at 13 players and a few staff
18.
members.
18.
18. So it went up from yesterday. Then
Mickey
last I heard
Rojas
it was 13.
one that's
4 more today.
yeah.
But
Mickey
then
Rojas
also, but you see, and this is kind of where I'm annoyed from. And this is going to sound harsh, but if you know this is the situation, isn't this why they kept some minor league players active across the country, whether it's in Grapefruit or over down here, whatever the one in Florida is called?
Yeah,
Jupiter.
well, that's and to
Grapefruit and Cactus or whatever. But like
Yeah.
that's the thing, you bring that team down and you got to play them. Sure,
Yeah.
Mattingly's not the manager, but you throw out the AAA manager and you got to keep going because this cog has to move. If you want it to be successful, it has to go. And the only way that it goes is you have that contingency in place. You have to use it. Now, the part that I understand, though, is the other team saying, part of my French, fuck that. Like, we're not going to Miami after this. But also, like, the infections didn't happen in Miami. So it's not fair. Well, right, that we know. But it's not fair to the Marlins organization also then say the Orioles, no, we don't want to play in Miami. You come to us then. And it's like, no, there has to be some kind of compromise here. But all of this is terrifying. And it goes to show why, the bubble is so important. You look at MLS and you look at NBA, and now the NHL is bubbling in Toronto and Edmonton, which is even better because they're in Canada, right? They're not even here. So it's just you minimize the risks. You minimize the risks. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Dude, baseball could have easily done hubs, like 4 different bubbles in the 4 corners of the fucking country, one out west, one in the Midwest, one even fucking down here in South Florida, they could have done a bubble. There's plenty of fucking hotels that are empty right now that they could have created a bubble in.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
The thing is, logistically, an actual bubble is a nightmare. What they should have done is more regional, like USL's doing. USL's doing. They don't have bubbles, but what is it? United Soccer League? Is that what it's called?
USL?
Is it U for United?
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah, it is. United Soccer
League. I don't know why that sounded weird. United Soccer League.
It does sound weird, doesn't it?
Undisputed Soccer Legends.
Undisputed Soccer Legend League.
Ultimate Soccer League.
They went like regional where they just have like 4 or 5 different little areas where they've like split up the things and they're playing within that geography area there. But maybe you could have done something like that and kind of made it little host cities. But the problem again is what we've been talking ad nauseum for weeks now is that football, NFL, college football, and baseball, it's just too many people, man. It's too many people to control.
I was thinking about this. But I had a feeling you guys would bring it up. So I kind of sat there last night and I was kind of looking at like the map of the United States and whatnot. And here's the thing. You can make it work. Can you put 32 teams in one city? No, no city has the infrastructure for practice fields and hotels and 53-man rosters. I get it. But here's what you can do, right? You take 4 teams and you put them in a city. And then what you say is, okay, well, here's what we're going to do. We're going to run those 16 games a week. But what we're going to do is we're going to have 8 cities in play. And then let's say your schedule takes the Dolphins to Seattle for some reason, and Seattle's another host city. Okay, make sure that the schedule works out that one team in the Seattle hub now has to travel to wherever Miami is. They take Miami's spot, and you go vice versa. And then you make sure it's all charter planes because what you're doing is you're keeping the isolation, and the only kind of like variable you're throwing in is the bus ride from the airport to the hotel. But realistically speaking, you can still manage that. Because you use small airports, like fucking land it at Opelika Airport or in Tamiami Airport. You don't need to land it at MIA or FLO. And if you do land it at MIA or FLO, drive a bus in and out of the tarmac.
I feel you. I totally see what you're saying. I totally see it. By the way, Jamal, hey, what's up, Jamal? Thanks for watching. Always good to see you here. Marlins have a party bubble. Yeah, that's true. That's what problem that we have here.
Nice mask, by the way.
But here's my argument to what you're saying, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Because in the NBA, where you have a bubble and you know what you're not supposed to do, and it's a lot easier to control, you still got sapingos out there going out to get fucking hot wings from a strip club, okay? Because they just like the way it tastes. So if you can't And that's the thing. It's human error. People are stupid. People are dumb. It doesn't matter. There's poor people that are dumb. There's rich people that are dumb. There's non-athletic people that are dumb, and there's really athletic people that are dumb. They're gonna do stupid things, and unfortunately, it's just too hard to control. Think about it. NBA is going crazy trying to control this, and the roster is a fraction of what we're talking about. And it's just too. The courts are too big. Baseball fields are too big. There's too much stuff going around. I love the attempt. I just think Manfred has done a shitty job of really, because he was talking to what you were saying. Like, so in this interview last night, he was saying, "Oh, this is in a nightmare situation because we have protocols in place." Which protocols means people can keep getting sick and keep getting sick, and you have this player pool of 30 other players that you can pick from. Okay, but then there's also logistical nightmares because these 30 players aren't just sitting there in a bubble waiting to be called up. They're going about their normal lives, so they have to get tested. What if they tested positive after they enter the team? They have to be quarantined. It's not like, hey, come in, join, and you're up and running. So it's a nightmare. It's a nightmare, and they're not doing a good job of protect. And here's the worst part: the optics of this are horrible because now MLB looks like they don't give a crap. Like David Price is sitting there. None of my business. He's just drinking his tea, man. You know what I'm saying? He's like, this is why I ain't playing, And it's, like right now, the Marlins have officially canceled all baseball games for the rest of the week. The earliest they'll be back on the field is Monday. The other thing they said, the players are still in quarantine because here's the other thing. We don't know shit about the virus. We don't know anything about this. There's guys that are asymptomatic. There's guys that are non-symptomatic. There's guys that have all the symptoms. There's guys that don't. All this stuff. Some people will have the virus and it might not show. I had a friend who took a test, came out positive, and then he took out another test and it came out negative. And you have other people taking it negative and then it comes out positive. This stuff can stay in your system. It's a virus. It can stay in your system. And here's the other thing. I think that we're going to see a lot. Like, I know right now Atlanta and the Phillies came back, no positive tests. But I have a feeling that's going to change in a few days.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Knock on wood that
man.
it doesn't, though.
What's that?
Knock on wood that it doesn't. But I didn't mean to interrupt, Gus.
Yeah, no, I agree. And first and foremost, man, these guys are all human beings, man. All these players that are out there, these guys are some of them are family men. This is somebody's son. This is somebody's brother, dad. And I don't wish anything bad on any of these people, man, because this sucks. I've known people that have gotten this and have been really, really sick. And, you got guys like Freddie Freeman who said he was fighting for his life, recovering from it. So I don't wish anything bad on anybody, but I really think MLB, man, like, and this is all for money. This is all for money. That's it. There's no, they can disguise it and say, we're doing all the protocols for player safety. No, this is just a big cash grab. And I get it. There's a ton of money at stake here, but if at a regular business that doesn't have as much money, they're not letting their employees come in, how the fuck are you going to try and organize sports with a bunch of people? And it's just, we need a morality check, man, in this country right now. And they really, these sports things, NBA, I think in this bubble scenario, because they've completed the season and they only have, and it's going to be a dwindling bubble every week with the new people leaving, it's doable. NHL, like you said, has it. I'm so excited about hockey, bro, because I feel like there's not going to be a single positive test. Everything's going to be great in hockey, and I'm going to have such a big spooner because they're in Canada and they got free healthcare and they got all these perks over there, and it's like, wow, man, Canada, yeah. So I'm looking forward to some hockey. I feel like that's going to be uninterrupted, and again, the same thing. It's a smaller amount of people. I feel like they have the right things in place, but
hockey got it right, man.
And I'm not even going to get started with football, man, because football is just impossible.
But that's the thing. We sit here and talk about how it's a smaller amount, and it's really not that much smaller considering that each NHL team's travel contingent, I believe, was 40 some odd between staff and players. So we're not far off from the 53 just players of the NFL. And again, like we talked about, right? The infrastructure is not there for football. But I think when you look at baseball and you talked about basketball, you're going to have idiots. But what you do is you have to put parameters in place to make sure that the idiots don't affect everything. If you choose to leave, you're gone. You're not coming back. And we're going to smack you with a fine. We're going to hit you where it hurts. But then also you need to put the teams in check, and you have to say, hey, like, if you're not going to police your guys, then you're losing a draft pick, or you're losing something of value, or you're ineligible for the playoffs because you keep eating shit. And it's just, this is the way that we police it. And it's going to take major sacrifice. I was talking about this NFL idea with somebody else, and it's just like, and then their response to me was, do you think Odell Beckham Jr. is going to stay in a bubble, and I was just like,
That's what I've been saying.
So like,
you're gonna keep
whenever
20-something athletic guys that are single in a bubble and not go after booty and not go after things that they want. Like, come on, man.
But at the same time, you have all these player associations negotiating with the leagues, saying that they're not being stringent enough as far as player safety and all that shit. Like, okay, we can put things in check like bubbles for player safety, but then you had the MLB Players Association arguing that they didn't want a bubble. So, like, what is it? Do you want safety or do you not? Like, we've already seen that bubbles do work because it's working right now with the NBA and the MLS. And we've seen that not having bubbles is a fucking recipe for a catastrophe with baseball. So I think for football, if the league and the Players Association are smart, they will decide on putting in place some type of bubble scenario, whether it's like, I was telling somebody yesterday, like, for example, they could do something like in Florida, for example. You have 3 cities in close proximities to each other that have football stadiums, right?
Yeah.
You have Hard Rock, you have Raymond James over in Tampa, and you have with the Citrus Bowl or whatever the fuck it's called in Orlando. That's a fucking small triangle where you can have a group of teams all in their own bubble inside of Central to South Florida, and they can travel to those 3 stadiums to play games, and you can play like 4 games every week in those stadiums.
That's what I'm saying, and that's really the idea behind it as well. And I don't want to pivot too far because I wanted to get back to the baseball thing. But the baseball bubble, did it ever come out why the association said no?
One of the reasons that I don't know if it was the main reason or not, but a big reason is you're asking people for an extended amount of time in a bubble. It's not like like for instance, basketball. It's like, hey, it could be as little as a week or 2 weeks, up to 2 months, depending on how long the playoffs go. In baseball, you're asking way too many people to stay there a definite amount of time, which is 70-something days of actual competition. And they're like, no, we can't stay away from our families that long, especially if like you're out of the playoff race and what are you playing for? There's a lot of those factors, which again, makes total sense. Mm-hmm. To me, bubbles only work if you're in the situation that NBA was in or NHL was in, the season's winding down. I think MLS has a big problem because once this whole MLS Cup is over, they're going to have to figure out a successful. They're going to do another MLS is back Cup 2.
MLS back 2.0.
Revenge of the Cup, Are they going to do something like that? Because that's the only other option. Because they're not going to be able to go and start up a season. And if they're going to do like what the MLB is doing, where they're going to travel and they're going to do, it's again Molotov cocktail, like Gus said. It's a disaster everywhere you look.
MLS is even at a bigger disadvantage because MLS for years had that whole like you can only have 4 charter legs a season.
Yeah.
If you don't do this in charter flights, it doesn't work.
No,
and that's the big thing too, because it has to be charter flights again from small airports. Like you taking a charter out of MIA doesn't help. No. You taking a charter out of Fort Lauderdale doesn't help. Like it needs to be a small airport, like a Tamiami airport or an Opelika, because that's the only way that you can really make this work. And back to the football thing, there's certain pockets around the country, right, that have college stadiums and they have ample NFL stadiums. And like again, NFL is one of those games where it's a field. It's regulation. Everybody
at this
plays
point,
the same
you don't need a super deluxe stadium. You could play at Boise State if you want.
Exactly.
Anywhere. You just need a field. You need 100 yards in each of field and 50 yards across, and you got a field. You can play.
Bingo.
Yeah.
Bingo.
That's true.
I think Eben here has a great idea, which is we should build a set of facilities in Dakota territory for all the teams. And after the season, we could sell it in chunks to the collectors. Okay, maybe, But
we got to get
maybe doing a remote thing up in the middle of nowhere in the Badlands,
Get Jorge Mas to build it quickly, I guess.
Yeah, man. You can also use.
You like that one, huh?
That was good.
But I mean, but even to Gus's point, right? Like Orlando has 3 stadiums you could use. You could use Exploria, where Orlando City is. You can use Citrus Bowl, and UCF has a stadium near campus. They no longer play at the Citrus Bowl, right?
That's right.
Miami is almost in a weird situation, but Miami's in the same spot because you can play at Marlins Park, you can play at Hard Rock, and you can play at FIU. Like capacity is not a problem here, but NFL owners are thinking, wait a second, like as we get closer, if this thing starts dying down, maybe in October we can let 2,000 people come or 3,000 people come. Because notice when the Dolphins put out that release, the Dolphins didn't say something like, oh, stay home. They said, you notice that like the whole attendance thing wasn't even brought up because they were like, it's a possibility. You know what I mean? Or wear your mask when you're inside. And it's like, you think people are going to be inside?
Yeah.
For real? Come on.
And the other thing that I mean, okay, so yeah, let's say FIU, you this and that. The problem is, man, all these players, if there's no actual bubble where they're eliminated from contact with other people, they're gonna be in contact with other people, man. How do you think Jorge Alfaro got this? He probably went to some fucking Puerto Bigal, dap with some guy there, ordered his choppy chop, and was like, all good. You know what I'm saying? Hey, and that's all. It takes just the most minimal of thing. It takes one little bad, guy turns his head too quick, and a little, slides off and hits you in the face. You don't even realize it.
That's it.
Some guy coughs and you walk into it. There's so many things that can happen, man, and
that's why there has to be a bubble. There has to be.
Yeah, so I don't
That's
think
the only way.
NFL, like I said last week when I looked into my magic microphone here of the future, it's got to be a thing where the only way the NFL can successfully do this with player safety completely in mind would be to push back this season to next year and either cancel this season, take a knee, too much money, they're not going to do it, or like the idea that I told TD last week where he was, skeptic about it, but do a shortened, do this season shortened, but start it at next calendar year. Hopefully by February you have, either, we see the dying trend of the virus, or we have some more optimism as far as control for the virus and things, where you can do a shortened season between like February and May, something like all divisional games, maybe 8 games to 10 games, something small with a few bye weeks, and it'll be easier to control everything then than it would be now. And then have your regular offseason and start next season a little later. Just push it back like maybe a month to give time to get, because I know it's a lot. Asking people to play football all year round is going to be a challenge. But if you don't play the year before, then you might still be a little fresh. I think that's been the best idea I've heard that could actually work. And I came up
with bring back NFL Europe. Take the 32 teams, put them in Europe again, have 3 a.m. kickoffs. Fuck it, let's do this.
Man. Hey, you know what? Actually, if we're not gonna have people inside the stadiums, why not fly them out to fucking Europe for a season?
But Europe is better than we are right now, but they're still not in the clear. They just have better people that are wearing their mask and following protocol a little better.
You're right. They're not in the clear, but every fucking European league is playing right now because they can.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
It's true. But
we're out here talking about fake viruses and shit. So
yeah, bro. Yeah. You know what I mean? But so how do you think? What would be, to continue with the Florida man story here? Of the Marlins. What would be the most Miami way that this virus got introduced and fucked up the Marlins? What would be? Because we already got chicken wings at a strip club. That's taken. That's Lou Williams got that. So what would be like the most Miami thing? And if you guys are watching, if you guys tell us, put it in the comments there. Let us know. God. How do you think the Marlins got COVID? I want to know. What do you think? Give me the most Miami way that the Marlins ended up being the only team so far with COVID.
Contaminated cocaine.
Whoa, Jose Fernandez, slow down here, bro. Too soon, bro.
Too soon. Jesus.
I didn't say his name.
But you know what?
He's not the only person in Miami to have done cocaine. But
sure. Yeah.
I mean, the most Miami thing would be the Bull Bar, right across the street. Just walk into the Bull Bar.
Went in for a drink at the Bull Bar. Yeah. I do think it's funny. You got all these cokeheads in Miami, and but they don't want to take the test because they don't want a thing in their nose. but you know what they're doing at night.
Oh Lord.
Yeah. If you let's see. Oh, we got Evan says that you got it at Versailles. Yeah, maybe. Yeah. I think that'd be very Miami. Contaminated pub sub. How about that?
Oh, there you go.
Contaminated pub sub.
Snorting cocaine off a COVID positive stripper. Oh, yeah. No. Miami as fuck right there, man.
Yeah.
Would not surprise me if that was the real thing there.
That was believable before the whole we're gonna have lap dances. Oh no, not lap dances though. Not lap dances.
Yeah. But what about the guy? It's a Miami guy, right? Gus that was taking all this COVID money and used it to buy a Lamborghini.
Yep.
Yeah.
Bro,
he took the government loan.
Yeah, and
the small business loan. Yeah.
Hey, baby, bro. These people, bro. Miami is a messed up city, man. Mm-hmm. There's always everybody's got a hustle and a side of fraud. Everybody's doing something, and it's just messed up. And I'm curious to see what other reasons come up as to how these people got it. But this is not going to be exclusive to now. This is also, to be fair, I don't think. I think if you go back to, let's say, Thursday, let's go back a week ago, right? And season's about to kick off here or start. Manfred's sitting there going, all right, we got through these exhibition games. We got no positives. We're pretty much good. We got everything is starting to line up ready for a successful start. They did the Thursday opening day with the Yankees and the Nationals, and it got rained out, but Fauci threw the first pitch. Now, there's your first sign of the apocalypse right there. When Fauci's first pitch goes all the way, wow, looking like
that was a bad omen.
That was a bad omen right there. 50 Cent with that pitch.
Leave the man alone.
And
leave Brittany alone.
he does the bad pitch, you know what I mean? And all of a sudden, you're like, wait a minute. But Manfred's still sitting back, like, all right. Then you have the game gets rained out, but they played enough to complete the game. And Manfred's like, all right, man, this and that. We'll get through this weekend, and, it's going to be fine. It's going to be fine. And we can't even get through the weekend without an entire team almost getting wiped out. But, this is the worst case scenario. This is the nightmare scenario that he says is not a nightmare scenario. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Bro, I used to like Manfred. I actually thought at first when he came in, I thought, you know what? I hated him.
You like Manfred because he has man in his name.
Like Man Campbell.
Like that game. Yeah, like Man Campbell.
I liked what's his face. I hated Bud Selig. So when Manfred came in, I was like, all right, feel him. And he was like, oh, I'm going to look into revisiting some rules and things. And he started making some changes. And I was like, all right, maybe he's pro the future of the game. Because here's the thing, man. As much as I love baseball, and I think baseball is it's my favorite sport. I love soccer. I love all the other stuff. But baseball is my favorite sport, unfortunately. It's an old farts game, bro. It's run by a bunch of old viejos that hang on to back in my day. And I hate the word unwritten rule, bro, shut up. I hate all these things. Baseball has too many of those things, but I still love it. I can watch a 1-0 pitcher's duel and extra innings, and I still get a huge sponer. And
Baseball's
I can watch
older than golf.
And I can watch, some high scoring game, and I love it. I love every shape or form of baseball. But I thought at the beginning with Manfred, I was like, maybe he's going to revisit and make some of these changes that they're talking about, and for instance, now universal DH. I think this is the perfect time to try out all these things. I don't really like universal DH. I like the strategy of having the pitcher defend for himself. I think it makes for a better game. I like to really, it's more of a chess game. Other than that, it's, you have a guy who's pinch hitting 4 times in a game. That's what a DH is. Yeah. It's a 4 at-bat pinch hitter. I'm not for it, but there's the extra innings rule they're changing for this one, which I think it happened. There was extra inning games this weekend. There was a few, and they tried it out, and it was pretty successful. Which is after, I think, in the 10th inning. I think they're starting it in the 10th. Correct me if I'm wrong, but they're starting I believe in the 10th inning with a runner on second base already.
Oh, that's ridiculous.
So it's a thing to try to get people excited, and I get it, but this is fine. In this sprint thing that we're doing right now for baseball, where we're trying to just get as much in before, the Marlins are wiped away. With that, try out all the weird shit, throw in that, throw in aluminum bats if you want. I don't care, man. Go nuts. Do whatever you want to do. Have some fun with it. But when it comes to next season, but for right now, but just it, and I don't know, but Manfred's just, bro, he's driving me crazy with all this stupid shit, man. And then he comes out there and he starts saying stuff, and then he looks like just like this dirty ass salesman, like everything's fine. This isn't a night. Like, come on, bro. Like, fuck bro. You know what I mean? Like, God.
It's like a perfect transition to soccer.
Yeah.
Right there. Just you're over it. That's it. Let's go.
Done. Manfred, reality TV playoff proposal. Did not hear about that. Oh, that was that the winners, the division leaders, I think, get to pick who they play against in the first round of the playoffs or whatever, because of the whole expanded playoff thing. Oh
yeah.
Oh,
which is interesting.
Yankees are like, I choose the Marlins. Or,
You're gonna spank that ass again. Let's go.
Dang, dude. Okay. Yeah, I could kind of. Yeah, that's whack.
Nah. I think the NBA and MLS missed an opportunity to have a bubble reality TV show.
Well, it's called IG.
Yeah, IG. Yeah.
Everybody's posting all their business on Instagram. They didn't. Again, correct me if I'm wrong here. the way they caught Lou Williams was somebody took a picture of him at the strip club picking up the food.
No, so I think he was sitting and eating it there, if I'm not mistaken. And the reason why someone took a photo with him, and I think he had the mask on the table. So when Lou, and then the guy quickly deletes it like an hour later, and then the guy goes, no, this is an old photo before the bubble. And then the NBA is like, that's the mask we gave out at Disney. So nah, that doesn't add up. So he got busted by a mask. Go figure.
Damn.
Horrible, bro. Horrible, man. That's what they all need, bro. They all gotta get slapped, bro. It's just whack as fuck right now, man. But anyway, like our guest here, Omar said, I think it's a perfect transition to something else. Let's pick apart what's going on with MLS and how are they gonna figure this out? Because I think the best solution to the MLS's back cup tournament from the bubble in Orlando is the MLS is still here, but we're back cup tournament too.
You like the World Cup, we give it to you twice.
Give it to you
That's
twice.
right.
You don't gotta wait 4 years. You just gotta wait 4 days, and boom, we're back at it again.
Get Chris Brown to come out with the anthem. Double your pleasure. Double your pleasure.
And then so I haven't read MLS's I have the article there. I haven't read it, which is MLS's one of the proposed plans for MLS to return to action. But I'm curious, man. They're setting themselves up for exactly what baseball is going through, and baseball is leading by a bad example right now. So,
well, I don't think that if the MLS does exactly what baseball is doing right now, they're fucking stupid because it's already proven not to work. Like you can't just do the same shit that someone else did after a catastrophic event. You got to switch it up a little bit, Yeah. So I don't see them doing exactly what baseball is doing. They're gonna try something else. Maybe it'll work. Maybe it won't.
But what other options? They don't have the team density and
regional bubbles. Maybe regional bubbles, man. Maybe that's the only way.
I think you asked for a lot, but I think now you kind of put in the stipulations and the barriers where maybe you have some kind of common housing. You rent out I don't know, a Ritz-Carlton for each team and let the families come in. So at least the families stay there and they can interact with the players while the players are coming and going. And I think a lot of it just comes down to the protection of the transportation. Again, I've said it before, but you got to find a way to make it so that you get the less interference possible. You know what I mean? Like, try not to rent a car if you don't have to. Try, if you're going to get that bus, make sure that an hour before the bus is at the airport, like it's hit with, Lysol bombs. I don't know, but, and definitely flying charter. That's the only way it's going to go. That's the only way it's going to work.
See, I didn't even know that flying charter situation that they have there with that they only do it a limited amount of times. Yeah. Bro, I really think, you know what, MLS, cash your chips in. You had a nice little tournament. You had people watching it. Cash your chips in, and then try to start next season as soon as you possibly can. As soon as there's an all clear, let's say, I think the season normally starts, March?
March, yeah.
Right?
March, yeah.
So if by January we have an all clear or something like that, start it up in January. Do a little workup, maybe regional tournament, have a couple teams play, like a little build up, and then start the season as quickly as possible. But to try to, between now and December, to try to squeeze something in there and go through the same hoops that MLB is going through, it's going to be unsuccessful. It's going to be, you're going to get players sick. And here's the other thing, man, that we're overlooking, man. Someone can get really serious. We're lucky right now, but somebody can get really seriously sick.
Yeah.
Someone can get, we don't know the long-term effects. You see people talking about loss of sense of smell, sense of taste. We don't know what kind of long-term effects, having gone through this is going to happen, or some of these players are going to have. So, again, MLS, you got something out of it. You know what I mean? You got something out of it. Just push it back. If you can agree to doing another mini, like a fast season bubble for like another month or two in Orlando, then maybe try to do something like that. But if they go to anything regional, they go to anything like that, it's just going to be a disaster. I
just feel like, how do you reconcile that if you're Inter Miami, where you've had this buildup now for the last 7 years? You're bringing the team, you finally get the team off the ground, you build the team and everything else, and then you got 5 games and you went 0-5.
Oh, for sure. No, I know. This is again, this is worst case scenario for MLB, what they're going through, and this is also worst case scenario for for MLS and particularly for Inter Miami and Nashville, who played one game, 2 games, and then didn't go into the tournament because their players were all sick.
Dallas
Right?
didn't even get to come. I think Dallas was told to stay home, given
Nashville,
that they had an
Yeah.
outbreak as well. Right.
So again, you got to know when to hold them. You got to know when to fold them, bro. You cash in your chips. I think if a league did that and they said, look, man, we're gonna take the L, we're gonna take the hit here, but we're looking out for. I think they'll earn more fans by doing something like that. I think if a commissioner Garber comes out and says, hey, look, it's not. We can't find a way to do this and ensure player safety. So we're just, you know what, we had a run here. We're gonna stop it right now. We're gonna see some operations. We'll try to figure some stuff out. I know our boy Achilles would his job would be in jeopardy here. I don't want. Sorry, Achilles. You know what? I changed my.
Man.
I changed my. Let's play all the games. Let's move the bubble to Philly. But no, real talk. Like I think if a league did that, in particular, maybe MLS, they got something out of it. They do a little tournament. If they don't find something small like that to do again, if they try to do this, they're just, man, it's bad. It's bad. Just stop, man. Stop. Like, take the hit. You'll find ways to recuperate the money. You know what I mean? You'll find sponsors. Sponsors might be more willing to say, you know what, this league showed they were the bigger people. We're gonna invest more in you because you did the right thing. I don't know, man. Wishful thinking.
Boy, but that's a very ideological approach that it doesn't happen. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just one of those situations where it's like, if everybody thought like that, Donald Trump wouldn't be president. I don't know what to tell you.
You're right, man. You're right.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm going to be 100% honest. Hate on me all you want, send the hate mail. I don't care. But I mean, it's honestly the truth. Everybody thought that way, wouldn't be in the situation that we're in now. And as for what MLS does in the future, I think the big thing for MLS here is you have to find a way again to even kind of regionalize, figure out how you're going to get teams in and out, and then also you look at guys like Dallas and Nashville who haven't been able to play a game. I hear you. Do I think they're gonna close up shop? Absolutely not. But I think the scariest thing for everyone is that all it takes is one death.
Yeah.
One guy goes down. One guy ends up on a ventilator. That's it. We have Rudy Gobert all over again.
Yeah, I think you're bro, right there. One guy, not even a death, but just one of these guys, one player on a ventilator, on a freaking ventilator, like so many Americans are going through it right now. You know what I mean? Why are we risking it? Is it worth these margins? Is it
not
worth profit? Is it worth all this stuff?
It's not, but I've argued, and I went to University of Kentucky for a little while, so I have a lot of friends who are tried and true SEC guys, and you know how that can get to. You know what I mean? So I've talked to them about it, and I've said there's no way for me that I think it's okay to have college kids play a football season in the fall. You want to start it after the Super Bowl? Let's say the NFL season goes through and we find a medication that works, or at least, if you do catch the virus, you've got a cough and a fever. Okay, fine. You throw some Theraflu at them and you're good. Like if we find the Theraflu for COVID, okay, you know what? Go for it. I get it. You know what I mean? If we can bring death down to 0.001%, okay, I feel like, okay, you can somehow justify it. Not that it's okay, but you can somehow justify it, right? But you can't play college football until January and February or March. And then they're like, hey, but what about the NFL draft and then the season after? And you think these guys are going to play? And so you push the draft back. You push it to July or August. And then as soon as you get drafted, guess what? Instead of having this great press conference and a show off to the fans and the party, your ass goes to training camp. Like, you're going to have a long season, but it's doable. But that's the only way I think it can get done, because if you're looking now, I think LSU had like 15 cases. Or something like that.
No, I think they had much more than that. They had like in the 20s.
30-something players test positive.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. And you're looking at the situation of even with no fans in the stadium. Yeah, you're asking the average American to think long term, right? Exactly. But one offensive lineman, one 20-year-old kid goes down. How do you reconcile that then? How do you reconcile that? Because I think that's an even bigger stain on the sport more than anything else, which is why I really don't think even this whole pod situation of we're going to try to bubble college athletes. But then what are you going to do? You're going to put them all in a hotel room on a computer with everybody's taking classes on Zoom? Let me tell you, dude, like that shit doesn't work. Like Zoom learning does not work, especially at the college level, because it's like, bro, it's just an hour and a half just sitting there. And I know that this isn't good for audio because This is a
Yeah.
visual medium that we're on now, but on the podcast, I'm just, I'm sock puppeting here, I'm Kermiting. But it's kind of that situation where it's how does it work? How does it work? So you got to push it back, and then the best part about soccer is then you get that argument about, well, wait a second, we don't want to do the fall to spring calendar like everybody else in the world. We got to do the summer calendar because how are you going to play games in New England in December and January when it's a foot of snow, 2 feet of snow? Oh, okay, like figure it out. You know what I mean?
Find an indoor facility.
Yeah, dude. Man, I love sports. I really, obviously I've invested in pursuing it professionally to an extent here in the media side, and I've dedicated so much time to sitting on the sidelines for Miami FC games and FIU Tuesday afternoon baseball games and some bad Dolphins teams. I've done it for the love of the game, but man, I don't understand why. For me, it seems like a simple thing, like just stop everything, all the sports. Nobody should be playing under this unless you have, like I said, the only league nationally here that I feel like has the right grip on everything is hockey in Canada, because they're up there and they're like, yo, it's so bad that they told the Blue Jays, hey, Blue Jays, you gotta find a place to play baseball in down south. Yeah. We're not gonna have all these baseball teams coming up here, all right, and fucking up what we got going on right now. So you guys, you Blue Jays, go to Buffalo, go to Pittsburgh, hell, go to Tampa, go hang out with the Marlins, wherever you want. We don't care. We like baseball, but we don't like baseball that much that we want all your Yankees coming up here and fucking shit up for us.
Where should they have gone? What's a city that lost their baseball team?
Well, they ended up in Buffalo, which is where their AAA affiliate is.
Okay.
Buffalo. So it's again,
Is there a big market that lost their baseball team?
Well, Montreal was the last team to.
But they're also in Canada.
Yeah,
they're also in Canada, right? Exactly. I mean, even Gus, let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
If you sit there and you kind of look at this whole situation, do you think that there's any kind of viable alternative to, what MLS or what NBA is doing, or even this whole idea that we're going to be playing pods in college football?
You're asking specifically for college football?
I'm asking in general, really, because I don't see the viability of just some alternate route.
I don't think I think you have to do a bubble. I don't think there's any alternate to bubble life right now, man. You have to do a bubble, like a true bubble, or at least, and it's NBA and MLS they're not a true bubble because hotel employees can still go in and out, but that's the best you're gonna get. But yeah, man, you have to do something like that. Regional bubbles will work, and then they all meet for a playoff. The winner of those bubbles, kind of thing. This is the season where traditional storylines and all that shit can't matter. You have to play the cards that are dealt to you, and right now, regional bubbles and shit like that are the best you're gonna get. Even in college football, maybe fucking conferences shouldn't exist this season if they're gonna do regional bubbles. Even though conferences are for the most part kind of regional, but
well, this is what I told you last week, which is like, oh, okay, we're gonna try to save face college football, and they're like, all right, we're gonna
conference only,
conference only schedule. So sorry, Hurricanes, you're gonna have to travel all the way up North Carolina because playing at FIU is way too dangerous. You know what
exactly,
I mean?
Yeah.
So like, you mean to tell me that no? Come on, like that makes no sense. It's just a decoy thing to
exactly. Yeah, and it needs to be regional, like, and everybody. And when I mean regional, like you gotta have all the stadiums that are playing in your specific tournament be driving distance from each other. And you have to be fucking living that bubble life when you're not at a game. That's the only way. That's the only way. Shorten seasons, maybe have more bye weeks so that players are not going crazy for fucking 16 weeks straight or whatever it is. You know what I mean? So shorten seasons with a couple like 2 or 3 bye weeks in between or something like that.
How about this? Just stay home. Don't play, bro. Wait for the doctors. Wait for the scientists to figure this shit out and for it to be safe. Mom said go home.
That wasn't his question, though. But that wasn't his question.
Nobody's listening. I threw it in. I threw in a little private chat on the side because I didn't want to forget it. Getting lost in different conversation. But and again, this is going to come out semi-blasphemous, and I'm sorry, but it's not how I intended. The average American does not realize that we're Canada's Mexico. The way the average American looks at Mexico to the United States, that's how Canada looks at us.
Yeah.
We're industrialized. We're supposed to be an industrialized nation. We're supposed to be a first world country, and we can't stay home. We can't wear a mask. We
I don't know
can't.
what you're talking about, bro.
We
We're
can't
first in
figure out.
Come
Look,
on. We're champions, baby.
you're number one in the world. Clearly,
Number one in the world, baby.
America, right?
We're gonna be the worst. We're gonna be the best at being the worst. You know.
I just wonder how many people who wore those like undefeated in world wars shirts. You know what I'm talking about,
Mm-hmm.
right? I wonder how many of those people got COVID. What's the percentage of that?
Meblost. Yeah, but when you see it, you just. It feels like every day when you look on the news, there's and I know this debatable. Where do you get your news from? But anyway, when you look on, there's plenty of these people who are like, oh, this thing is a hoax and this and that, and then they got sick and died, or oh, they got sick and they're on a ventilator. Oh, I wonder how he got it. No, he was the one saying no. But it just baffles me because you don't see that in other countries right now, man. You don't, at least not to I'm sure there's obviously going to be some guy who's like, oh, no, in every country, but not to the level that we have it here, man. Like,
Nah, man.
We seriously have a problem. And this isn't a political or a social talk show or thing or a social
Political
issue.
City Live.
Political City Live, And, but what is happening is that, man, like, again, it's a morality thing, bro. People are getting sick. The survival rate is great, but I know people who've gone through it who don't wish that on anybody, bro.
Yeah.
It's simple as that. I know I have police officer friends and family that have gone through it. I got close friends. I've got family members who've gone through it, and it's, bro, I hate wearing a mask. I'm not going to sit here and lie and tell you, it's a bit thing.
Right.
It's annoying. Is it the worst thing? No, man, just wear your mask. You go about your business and that's it, bro.
What do you miss the most? I don't want to derail the show anymore, but like I haven't played a round of golf since March 1st. March 1st was the last round of golf I played.
Oh,
I think the last time, boo-hoo, right? The last time I think I was in a mall of any sort was, do you guys remember there was a story that came out like late March that like somebody had coronavirus at Dolphin Mall. And it was like a Sunday in late March or something. I was there looking at like Ross and TJ Maxx and Burlington, like going around those stores looking for golf shoes because they were like dumping Nike golf shoes in there. And I was like picking them up for like $20 or whatever, right? Throwing them on eBay, trying to flip them, whatever. But that was the last time I stepped into a mall. I've been to a Target, I think, once because you can't find Clorox wipes unless you actually go in, which is like a whole other baffling, batshit crazy. Like, here's what I need to clean all my shit so I don't get sick, but I need to go into the place that I could get sick to get the shit that I need to not get sick. It's kind of that catch-22. But like, what do you guys miss the most?
That sounds like a Final Fantasy game.
Yeah, but it's like I used to walk around TJ Maxx with my wife like once or twice a week, and like I don't do it anymore. And it's just kind of like, I would take that back more than going to a game.
Yeah. I like to shop again. I just want to buy a shirt again. No, I feel you, man. I go to Target a lot because I'm at, I don't have like a mall or anything. So Target's always been the thing. I'm over at Midtown, so that's always my spot. But yeah, I go there. But again, it's not the same interaction anymore. It's obviously you in a mask, not doing anything, just sitting there and just trying to go about your things. I wear gloves and stuff. It's a weird experience. I'd like to have that normal back. Yeah,
bro. One of my side hustles is DJing. I DJ bars regularly, and I haven't been able to do that this entire year, pretty much. So, yeah, man, I'm taking a little bit of a hit there.
Boys got sad quickly. Look at the dead air. We're just all like, oh man, what have we lost? Somebody play a sad song. Just
sorry, I was trying to win something on eBay. I don't know.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
I don't know if I want it.
I thought you guys froze or some shit. I was like, damn, I lost internet. Fuck.
But you know what? Amidst all this crazy,
it's an auction I'm trying to win. Oh, did I get it?
Oh, did you get it?
I won it. Oh shit, I won it. Yes.
What did you win?
What'd you win though?
What'd you buy?
Manny Ramirez signed
baseball
like
stuff, bro.
chewing tobacco is what he got.
Nah, bro, check this bad
Manny
way.
Ramirez signed chewing tobacco. What is that?
Twins,
Minnesota, Twin Cities, Minnesota.
There you go.
Shout out to my wife, Minnesota,
bro.
What player?
Nah, it's just a blank one, but it's the nice like cream one that's like vintage looking.
Gotta throw Joe Mauer on that shit.
I want to, bro. I was looking. Okay, let me ask you. You're an eBay guy.
Sure.
And if you guys that are watching there are eBay aficionados.
I just won something on eBay the other day.
Oh yeah? What were you shopping for?
I bought some turntable needles. For my techniques.
Nobody can relate.
So there was a guy. There's a guy who was selling Joe Mauer Twins jersey, and it was like this powder blue, like old school retro one. And I was like, oh, that's kind of nice, bro. Joe Mauer, by the way, an outstanding human being. If there's a really great article that ESPN wrote about him some years back, talking about that guy would sit when he was playing. He would sit there and answer every single piece of fan mail that he got every day. If he didn't answer it, his mom or his dad would help him, and they would go through it, and he would personally write back to everyone who wrote to him. Like not just like, oh, can I have your autograph? He would send you a headshot. No, he would like write, hey, Omar, thanks for writing and thanks for the kind words, and I hope your little league team succeeds. Like that guy is like
Damn.
shit. Evan Luke Collins, number 4. I might throw that on there. Maybe what was Little Big Leagues the coach's name?
Oh man, I don't know. The guy from Home Alone.
No, he wasn't. He's not from Home Alone, but the kid, bro. What's his name?
Rowan Gardner.
No, Rowan Gardner was Rookie of the Year.
Oh
yeah.
I'm forgetting the kid from that. Eben, if you know it, put it in the chat there. But anyway, and the guy was selling it, right? And he was asking like some absurd price, and the one he was selling was legit dirty. It was like he bought it at a thrift store. It was dirty, and I'm like, okay. And he put it there, disclaimer: shirt is dirty. I'm like, okay, so you can't like clean the shit before you sell it. All right, fine. So I'm instantly looking at that like, yo, I'm not gonna offer this guy whatever he thinks. And they also have on eBay they have the thing where it says make offer, right?
Right.
I use make offer. I'm like, look, I'm gonna throw you a lowball offer every single time. I'm that guy. I'm gonna throw you a lowball offer because I'm showing you that hey, I'm interested. But that's my way of saying I'm interested. But your price is there, and I'm gonna let you make the first move. You tell me a cheaper price, and then we'll work.
This is how Edwin plays fantasy football. Also,
he walks into a car dealership and looks for a Mustang, and he's like, $10,000. I'll give you $10,000 for the Mustang.
Billy Haywood, yes, maybe I'll get a Billy Haywood on the back of it. But okay, so this guy goes in there, and I was like, and I usually I have like a set price, especially if it's used. They kind of like trying to stay in the same ballpark figure, right? So the guy was asking, I think like $50 something for it, right? And I was like, yeah, look, $20, bro. I'm just gonna throw that out there. There's 20. I'm not offering you $5 either, bro. I'm not offering you peanuts. I'll give you 20. Let's meet. He comes back with a $49.99 offer, and I literally wrote to him like, dude, your offer, you're wasting an offer and dropping it 1 penny. Like, I'm sure your inbox is not blowing up for used dirty Joe Mauer jerseys every day. You know what I mean? This isn't a hot ticket item, bro. Like, are you kidding me?
Did he reply?
Huh?
Did he reply?
He's like, oh, well, your lowball offer was insulting. I'm like, my lowball offer was just letting you know that I'm interested and let's talk, okay? And then,
Edwin, how many people have told you that your lowball offer is insulting? That's not the only guy, because I've said that to you.
Is it eBay or we're talking
eBay, fantasy football, life in general, bro?
I don't know, bro. I guess I have a different way of looking at it.
There's a pattern. You know what I'm saying?
I guess when it comes to fantasy football, yeah. But I mean, in fantasy football, for instance, you already know this because I tell you, look, I'm going to offer you some crap deal. But just to let you know, I'm interested in that guy because I'm not going to give up. It's like negotiating. You're not going to give up your best thing right off the bat. You're going to say, hey, look, I'm interested. This is my phone call. I'm offering you, Ronnie Brown for Peyton Manning or whatever. Wow, I just picked 2 guys that are not even in the league anymore. I'm offering you some peanut guy for that. I know you're not going to accept it, but that's me letting Gus know, hey, bro, I'm interested in your quarterback. Let's talk. And then Gus will say, oh, he looks at that deal. He says, oh, it's a crap deal, but that means Edwin's interested in this guy. Let me look at his team. Let me see what he has, and then we'll work from there. That's my simple philosophy for it. But for some reason,
you do that thing where I see that you're interested in one of my guys. I go into your roster and I send you back an actual deal that works, and you again. No, let me try to fuck Gus, brother.
No, but that's my strategy too. So instead of doing the lowball initial, I'll usually send a text and I'll be like, "Yo, are you interested in moving this guy?" And the guy will be like, "Yeah, what are you thinking?" And I'm just like, "Oh, well, what do you like on my roster?" And he'll give me a list of names. And my immediate reaction is always, "Nah, how about?"
Of course.
X minus Y. Like, nah,
no one ever gets the message and goes, oh, yeah, let's do that right off the bat. No, it's 2 people who have, no matter how bad the situation is for one guy could be 0-10 and he still thinks he has a chance in the league. You know what I mean? And that guy's sitting there holding his assets and he's going to be like, you know what? No, I'm going to keep this guy. And it's fine, bro. But nobody wants to give up anything on a deal. Everybody wants to get the better deal. It's just,
and that's why good deals never happen.
but that's why eventually you gotta, just come to some type of compromise. My whole thing is I'm more likely to pull a trigger because, to me, I'm not in what is it
Dynasty?
in a dynasty league. I'm not keeping this guy on my bench because next year I might start him. No, bro. It's all it's all quick. Oh, hey, that's how I got $100 vintages and biscuit shirt for $20. Sometimes you never know.
Chocolate starfish in a hot dog flavored water.
Yes.
Sometimes, bro. Hey, sometimes you gotta.
It's true, man. I mean, but I don't think I was wrong in that guy, bro.
I don't think there is a vintage Limp Bizkit shirt that exists
that's
worth $100. I don't care if Fred Durst wore it.
Maybe
in a concert. I don't care.
It's
not worth $100. $99.99 maybe.
Fun fact, right? So I think my whole 5th grade class, and I grew up in Westchester, right? So I was like, well, whatever, man. Nice suburban middle class neighborhood. I think we picked as our graduation song "Rollin'" off that album by Limp Bizkit. And the school immediately said, "No, you're getting that vitamin C shit." Here you go. What is 9-year-olds listening to Limp Bizkit? Yeah, dude, it was 5th grade graduation.
That was in college when that song came out.
Damn.
I could be wrong. Maybe it's 8th grade. I don't want to age you.
Was that their first hit, Rollin'?
Yeah.
No, man. Was it Nookie?
Well, there was some songs before that, but Nookie was like their first big one.
Rollin' 2001. Yeah, 5th grade. You were in college, you old fart.
I was
2001, 5th grade. God damn. Yeah, he was in college because
I graduated in 2000, bro.
Yeah.
Depending on the I might have been my second year. Depending on the time of the year. Dude, for real. I mean, looking back at it, yeah, I guess I would pay for a Fred Durst vintage shirt that if he wore it, yeah, I'd probably be down with that. Oh wait, Evan says Faith, that was the first big single, I think. Yeah, that's right. Oh wait,
not Nookie. Okay, cool.
Yeah. Oh look, Han, who was talking about that $20 vintage shirt that he got, he just sent me a picture of it.
Yeah. There you go.
Wait, hold
on.
And he's wearing it too. No, it's on a hanger. I was on a hanger. Balls.
Hey Han, Han, let me know, is my eBay etiquette proper? Is it okay to lowball an offer to let them know that you're interested in this item that's been sitting there and has been watched by one person in the last 24 days? Because I feel like I was insulted. I was insulted. I was like, bro.
No, of course, man. Like if somebody does that to me, I'm not even going to message that guy back. I'm like, oh, idiot.
What?
I'm not even gonna talk to this guy.
You guys,
my side or the guy who dropped it a penny?
No, you. If I was selling something for $50 and you message me 20, I'm not even gonna respond to you.
But it's, bro, like, okay, we're this is a secondhand market. This isn't retail.
Just decline it though. That's a reply. Just decline it. Don't send a counter offer for a penny less. Like there's a guy.
That's stupid too. Yeah.
You guys know of the Dolphins garage sales, right? Every couple of years they do a garage sale at the stadium. I always go. I always try to be like one of the first 5 or 6 people in line. It never happens because there's always some guy with an eBay store and I'm like, bro, no joke. So my first year that I went, I was like 6th in line. Bro, the guy in front of me started crying, the security guard. No, it's like, I gotta get in there. Bro, what does he do? He starts pulling like hefty garbage bags out of his shirt and just taking tables and just throwing them in there, dude. There's like loading them into the bag. There's still stuff on eBay from that garage sale. And that was like 4 or 5 years ago at this point.
Wow.
And even from the one about 2 years ago when all the tennis stuff was built, I saw one there and I was looking at it. I'm like, bro, there was a jacket, a blue zip-up jacket. I'm like, I really want it. I have a gray one, whatever. And it's like Laramie Tunsil Game On. And I think jackets at that thing were going for like $25. And the guy's like, oh, I got it listed here for 45, bro. It's Laramie Tunsil Game On. And I'm like, you've been sitting on that in a warehouse now for 2 years, though, bro. I'll give you $20. And he's like, $28. And I'm just like, nah, bro, I'll give you $20. Like, I know what you did, and now you're paying the punishment for having emptied all these garbage bags. Screw you.
And that's what I'm talking about. Like, bro, some of these people on like eBay and Craigslist, like, yo, you don't own a fucking brick and mortar store, dude. You're not Macy's, bro. You don't have like a retail price, bro. You're selling me used shit that you got at like the Goodwill or somebody gave you. Maybe you owned it and you wore it. You found it. Like, everything is negotiable here. You know what I'm saying? It's all negotiable. Just go ahead and like come up with an offer. Oh wait, we got some stuff here. See, if someone lowballed me, I just respond with my lowest price, saying this is what I'm willing to do.
He's so nice.
He is Chris Hahn.
He's so nice.
He's a saint. He's a saint. But
So
yeah,
that's one of those. He sent a message back. You motherfucker.
give me your low offer right now. Because I'm sorry, bro. You if you put make offer on your post, that means you're willing to entertain less than what you're asking. Your asking is your
That's
dream,
true.
right?
That's true. I'll
You know what I'm
agree with that.
saying?
I'll agree with that.
So if you got all this wishful thinking like, hey, I'm gonna get all this money for this, but you put make offer, then you obviously know that you're not. You're just trying to hope somebody clicks on buying now by accident. You know what I mean? Evan says the proper response is 45. Yeah, okay, hit back with 45, and then I'll say, okay, look, how about 30? And then the guy's like, no, 45. I'm like, yeah, what about 35? Let's talk, and I'll send him a message. But that's how you negotiate, bro. You're not selling fucking diamonds and silver here, bro. This is fucking old dirty laundry and shit. You know what I mean? This is the reality. Some people don't want to sell their items. Yeah, exactly. Like I have it up there, but I hope I don't sell it. Like get the fuck out of here. So yeah, that was my eBay rant. But I got my shirt, man. I'll probably see if I wear it next week.
There you go.
I've been on this thing, man. I got a good price. I'm not gonna tell you. But that one was actually a bid, and sniped it at the last second. That's also fair, right? The sniping at the last second.
Of course.
Yeah, it's totally in play. Totally in play.
Oh yeah, that's what I do with the turntable needles, man.
Really? Is there people really they're waiting for that turntable needle to drop in price? Yeah. I had no idea there's a big market for that. Okay.
Those turntable needles, those things are expensive, man.
Oh, I have no idea. I just got some vinyls, man. Look at them bad boys right back there. I gotta sort through those.
Yeah, we gotta talk about that.
I got you. After the show. Anyway, I think this is a good point to. Did we leave anything out? Miami FC, real quick.
Yeah.
Omar, when do they? When is
tomorrow? Return to play tomorrow. A couple other teams in their group. Again, that's an 8 USL divided up into 8 different groups.
They're playing in Atlanta, right?
They're playing in Atlanta, so they actually are flying to Atlanta. We spoke. Magic City Soccer spoke to Nelson Vargas, Coach Nelson Vargas, on Friday. We released it on Monday. And yeah, he was a super nice guy. It's a great interview. I really recommend you guys listen to it. We also caught up with Sebastian Velasquez, talked a little bit about the return to play. And, it's interesting because a lot of these, there's no exhibition games like baseball where you can, go and test what you look like against another team. They're getting thrown right back out into the fire for the first time. And he was telling us that I think just the day before we had that conversation was his first time where he was able to have an 11-on-11, inside the squad match. So that goes to show, Miami FC's carrying 22 guys at least at a minimum on their roster, and I'm sure they're carrying probably closer to 25, 26. But they return tomorrow, with all USL games there on ESPN Plus. We're no longer their broadcast partner. It would have been nice. Can you imagine?
It would have been nice. Yeah.
Broadcasting USL games would have been crazy. But you never know. But hopefully we get that chance again to at least get on the mics and call those games. But yeah, they return against Atlanta United 2 tomorrow, 7:30 p.m. on ESPN Plus. Miami lost their first match so many months ago, felt like a year or two ago, to St. Louis. And Miami's that interesting team because they're the only team really living that promotion relegation battle within the United States because it doesn't exist. You go out and you win NASL in 2017, all but the playoffs, whatever. And then you get dropped 2 divisions because the league goes boom. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're living in Division 4, the equivalent of Division 4 for a few years. And then, at the end of last year, jumping up to Nisa, and then now you're in Division 3, and then you win that, and now you're in Division 2, you're in the championship. So it's very interesting. But this team has been successful really at every level. Whether they've been able to. Let me tell you, you know what? If you're an Inter Miami fan and you didn't go to Miami FC games because you were just they're not my team, that's not legit, whatever. How crunchy do you feel? Just to take back an old 2000 term, how crunchy do you feel that your team has played 5 games and you can't get a point? You can't get a point. Miami FC's inaugural season had already more points in the first 5 games than Inter Miami. It's just one of those situations where you sat there and you bitched and complained, and you said, "No, I'm gonna wait," and this this and that, and and now the biggest news coming out of your camp is that you want Radamel Falcao to sign. Your team has bigger problems than Radamel Falcao coming to your club. You need at least 3 players to make your team competitive. We talked about all of that on the recent episode of Magic City Soccer. I know you're getting in a question. I'm just rambling here. Go ahead. Sorry about that.
Yo, big facts. Only one of those teams has beaten multiple MLS teams.
Yeah, Miami FC
You
has
do
4 MLS
realize
wins.
Inter Miami's loss to Orlando at the opener of the MLS's back tournament is the first time Orlando beat a professional team from South Florida. Because
Yeah.
Miami United, in all fairness to what they've accomplished, they're semi-pro. They're not pro. Not
No.
everybody in that team is getting paid. That's the first time Orlando's won a game against a professional team in
Yeah.
South Florida or against a South Florida professional team. I mean, that's bad. They couldn't beat the Strikers. They couldn't beat Miami FC. Inter
No.
Miami, you gave up that first L. Good job.
Good job. Good
Yeah.
job. I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and be one of those like bougie fans, like, oh, I've been liking soccer and locally a bit longer, and all these Inter Miami fans are just fake because they didn't like Miami FC. No,
Mhm.
I get it. Miami FC was a hard sell. I'm not gonna sit here and pretend, but you missed out because when Miami FC was really good, it was really good. It was fun to watch, and it was
some of
a great
the
time.
best sports moments in my fandom life.
Yeah, man, it was a great time, and
Yeah.
unfortunately missed out, but don't knock on them. You know what I mean? They're still kicking. They're a well-run organization. They try to do what's best, at all times. They never gave up on
And
things.
their short NASL life was a perfect example of why promotion relegation just makes shit more fucking exciting. You know what I mean?
And
Look at the fucking momentum that they built up leading into that run against even that U.S. Open Cup run.
Yep.
When they played Cincinnati.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That man, I've never seen
it was fun, bro.
FIU stadium like that, dude.
It was a great time.
But that's another crazy part that you look at the whole coronavirus thing, and the irony is just so ripe for Inter Miami is that you sit there and your fan base has chosen to ignore professional soccer, willingness choice, because it's not like they didn't know, right? It's a willing choice, and then you choose to not play these games or not attend these games, and then what do? You don't even get a home game in your stadium. You don't even get to go see your stadium, not once. Not once, and the irony is just
that opener, so I know
that irony is right. That I'm telling you, the irony, and let me tell you, and this is not like a Magic City Soccer hates Inter Miami thing, like bullshit. No, we want them. We want every team to win. This is all personal. This is me speaking from my heart per se. But we have half of our crew has Inter Miami season tickets. You know what I mean? The other half is we're credentialed. We're going to cover the team. But I think where you're allowed to be critical of a bad product. At the end of their most recent loss against New York City FC, I was talking to a fan, and the biggest quote that I really took away, and it's really my wow, like I don't believe it. They set out, and all the conversation was Paul McDonough's going to build an Atlanta United. They're going to build an Open Cup team. They're going to build an MLS championship team, and they built a Paul McDonough Orlando, a team that now looks good, but first 4 or 5 years can't sniff the playoffs in MLS. If it wasn't for this MLS Cup tournament, would Orlando be, anything?
This is the first time they're having any type of success. But again, there's going to be growing pains with any team. But man, this is hard for the whole. And I know Beckham has really tried to make shit work, do things the right way. He's been met with roadblocks every step of the way. People trying to direct his vision somewhere else. Unlike he wouldn't have any of these issues had he gone anywhere else. You know what I mean? It's just a strictly Miami thing.
We got to build a statue to that guy when it's all said and done, bro.
Exactly. So this is tough, man. He's been waiting all these years for this, and we still don't have that home opener. If MLS decides to do this, season, they're gonna have that MLS home opener with nobody in the stands.
Right.
Like you have this big, beautiful stadium built there, just waiting. It's a hard time, and it's gonna be a hard time for Inter Miami. But I just think, and here's the other thing that I worry about. Like again, I wish everybody went to Miami FC games. I wish we could pack the house. We couldn't. But Inter Miami does have the Beckham appeal and the fact that it's the pro league here, the top flight. So I'm actually kind of bummed out because I feel like, bro, they're gonna lose that momentum. Everybody was jacked up about that game, and then 2 days before they cancel it. And you had that moment, and now you got guys. I'm sorry, I know who it's doing it, but I think it's kind of like I think it's just a publicity stunt. You got guys printing out Falcao on the back of an Inter Miami jersey and then just putting it on a rack to make it look like selling the jerseys there.
That's the thing. And I think when you look at the team and you see what it needs more than that.
Yeah.
Like, to be honest, Juan Agudelo is serviceable up front. Rodolfo Pizarro is fine behind him, but the defense. shaky.
well,
The
again, it goes.
defense bad. Holding midfielders bad. Trapp and Ulloa can't play well together. It's not one of those things where I'm going to sit here and I'm going to bash with no facts. Absolutely not. I'm being objective about what I'm seeing.
Yeah.
People want to wear the pink colored glasses and say, hey, this glass is half full. I'm sorry, I don't see it. And I'd be lying to you. I'd be, sitting here without credibility if I tell you this team is one piece away or two pieces away. I think they're three pieces away. I could be wrong. It could be one.
How dare you, Omar? They're one piece away.
I no. What's the piece? The problem is, what's the piece?
It's Falcao, okay? We'll get the tickets now. I'm excited. When I watch the team play, they're the best. No, I get what you're saying, man. I'm not trying to cut you off, but I just think I'm looking at it not even that deep as far as like the X's and O's of what's not working on the pitch for them. I'm just looking at this in general, man. This whole pandemic couldn't it really. This is like another fucking. Terrible. This is another. To Beckham's whole time here in Miami, like, hey, your season is about to start. We had all this crowd go out to LA for the first game, and it was fun, and then it's gone, and now you're gonna have to wait. And even if they cancel the season this year and they do a home opener next year, it's no guarantee that there's gonna be fans in the stadium by March. Damn, bro. And that sucks, man. That really sucks. I got my little Inter Miami magnet on my car, I was excited. I want to watch this. I want to get in tune with it. I mean, I got a Miami Fusion jersey behind me here. I'm obviously I'm a real fan. I got a jersey from before. It was cool to have jersey.
You got the 1.0 kit. Yeah, but and that's the thing, especially at Magic City Soccer, the more that the teams do well, the better we can write. You know what I mean? The stories write themselves when the team is winning. And you guys know this too, pumping out content all the time, is that when a team is doing well, the stories are easier to write. And when the team is not doing well, then you have to it's not that you're trying to sugarcoat things, but you do have to walk a tightrope of, trying to be not being unfairly critical, but also not giving the benefit of the doubt in a place where it's not deserved. And we've seen that with Miami FC games. Right, we've seen that now with Inter Miami games, and really think about it. Like, if we're in a situation here where we have a USL League One team, which is Fort Lauderdale CF, Inter Miami's B team, but if we can get MLS playoffs, if we can get USL playoffs, if we can get USL League One playoffs, if we can get MPSL playoffs, if we can get all these things together, not only are we building a culture down here, but we're building really an empire and a hotbed, showing that South Florida is replete with soccer players. South Florida is replete with, a development system that works, and people want to come here and people want to be here. If we can be the epicenter of any sport, it's that one, and that's the one that we should be. There's no reason why the epicenter of this sport should be in Seattle, at least in this country. And epicenter is really is a bad word to be using nowadays, given the virus. But you want to be the hotbed. You want to be the hotbed because
that's another bad word.
Fair enough.
You want to be ground zero, okay?
Come on. Horrible. No, I agree. And the only silver lining I see in this is that, at the end of the day, every team was affected by this. So it's not going to be an excuse like, oh, why did Beckham fail, or why is soccer not working here? No, everybody's failing because everybody's going through this. Everybody's had to deal with this, pandemic in their own way. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. But I think it is time. I think we've gone a little longer than I want. I think some of us
do that to you. I'm sorry.
No, bro. Hey, Omar, thank you so much for joining us. Hey, tell people where Magic City Soccer, what is it, MagicCitySoccer.com, or what do you guys have?
It's MagicCity.soccer because they want $3,000 still for the Magic City Soccer, MagicCitySoccer.com domain name.
Okay.
No, we're not paying $3K. Sorry, we don't got those pockets.
All right, I'll make you a deal. $1K.
No. Maybe we can get people.
Me a little bit, and I'll give it.
I'll call the guy with the Lamborghini and ask him for $1,000 and see if he's willing to do that. But you can find us again. Our website, MagicCity.soccer. Our podcasts are pretty much available anywhere you go: Apple, Google, Spotify, Instagram at Magic City Soc, SOC. Don't add that K because that's going to be something weird. And of course, Twitter at Magic City Soccer. You have the handle there on the video if you're watching, so it's the best place to find us. We're going to be hosting a watch party tomorrow for the Miami FC game. Kind of watch along with the guys. You guys are invited to join. We'll get you guys some screen time for sure. And come over and watch. We're gonna have it on Twitch. And you can mute the ESPN Plus broadcast, and you can have a full-on conversation with the guys, and kind of share your thoughts back and forth. It should be a good time.
So you're streaming it on Twitch, you said?
I believe we're streaming it on Twitch. I need to ask Lee. I should have asked him and put a little note on the side of my computer before I mentioned Twitch. But I believe it's on Twitch. We'll have that information. We'll have a pregame article out, sometime in the morning tomorrow after my work meeting.
Send me the link. Send me the link so I can watch it. Or better yet, put it in our Daily Lemonade Sports group, man. Put the link there. Just share it in there and let everybody see it. If you guys want to watch, what time is the game tomorrow?
7:30 p.m. Eastern, so 6:30 in the Central, 5:30 in the Mountain. And if you're in the Pacific time zone, okay, go have dinner, man. I don't know. It's 7:30 your time, right? Yeah.
Magic City.
Yeah, that one. We got the wings. We bring the wings. We only do hot though and barbecue. None of that mild medium bullshit. Get out of here.
Oh, look, Evan says offer him $20. Do the Edwin approach. Maybe you can get be like, all right, 3,000. You're asking too much. I'll give you 20. So. But all right, cool, man. Hey, definitely for those of you watching, man, follow Omar, follow Magic City Soccer, man. They're our buds. We've watched them grow just as like us, from all of us up at the FIU press box watching those early Miami FC games, not realizing what we were doing or how we were doing it. Now we've come a long way, man, and we're proud of your guys' growth and being able to work together and just be friends, man. More than anything, bro. Being able to say, man. Hey, bro, you want to come on the show, man? And
absolutely. Likewise, I miss you guys. I miss being able to see you. I know I've taken extended absence, especially with my education and stuff like that. But it's one of those things where, God, when this is over, we need to go get a beer or something. Like as long as I'm not gonna end up in the hospital because I'm overweight, let's go get a Guinness and let's pow down. Fuck it.
I forgot. Omar was the play-by-play for the streams for the voice of Miami FC the last couple seasons there for when they were doing the streams. I got to be the stadium announcer that one game. That shit was awesome, bro.
Oh yeah, I did that too. I did that too. That was a lot of fun, man.
That was great, man. Those were good times, dude.
Yeah.
Damas y caballeros, bienvenido al partido de Miami FC.
And the 2,000 to 3,000 people that watch those streams have zero idea who we are because there's no chance they're watching this. But let me tell you that those are one of those things that we'll be turning 50, 55, and we'll be like, bro, you remember that one time where we were like at FIU soccer stadium and it was like Miami versus Cleveland in like an NPSL semifinal? I'd be like, oh yeah, I think I got the clip somewhere. Hang on a second, let me pull it up and send it. You know what I mean? It's just one of those those close-knit community things where you sit there and you're like, yeah, bro. And I remember walking into the press box one time and Gus is sitting there with headphones and he's in front of the PA mic and I'm looking at Gus. I'm like, the fuck? What? Huh? They're looking around, looking at Achilles, being like, what? You really? Okay, yeah, this works. I'm surprised. Okay.
I like seeing that some of these things have worked out for some of these players. Like I remember when, and again, I know we're dragging the show on a little longer, but the last thing,
story time.
I remember when we were playing at, was it St. Thomas?
Okay.
Yeah, we had to go all the way to the locker rooms. Was like a mile away.
It was across campus.
I remember going there and being walking all the way over there and then hanging out waiting for like the team. And I look next to me and Daniel Vega, the goalie, he's there and he's talking to me. And now I see him on ESPN, being the goalkeeper for the Quakes. And I'm like, I used to talk to that guy about, because he was telling me about his drum sets and how he was learning. I was like, my friend's a drummer. I'm gonna put you in contact with him. Like, those are the cool things that the different side of sports that you get to see. And I remember what's this kid's name? Dylan Mars. I remember walking after games and talking to him. Where's he at? Do you know?
Rio Grande Valley. He's with Richie Ryan now down in a really hard hit area of Texas with the pandemic, and they're still playing games. Bless their hearts. I really hope that they're staying healthy and doing the best they can out there. But he's, I think if I'm not mistaken, Rio Grande Valley. He's reunited with Richie Ryan in Texas, and it's funny how many guys ended up in Texas. Mike LaHood just retired. From pro soccer, and he was in San Antonio for a couple years after leaving Cincy, and
now he's part of their media.
I don't want to talk about it. I want to talk about it. I'm mad. I didn't know that was an option. If I knew that was an option, I would have gotten on there first. I don't even know how I didn't think about it. He's signing his retirement. Instead of just saying like, bro, I wish you the best, good job, I should have been like, hey, since you got nothing to do now, come talk about Miami FC with us.
I had who's the other one that The Cubans out in Tulsa, man. Good luck to them, bro.
Yeah, Dario and Ariel. Yep.
Yeah, I'll send Ari I'll send him messages and like wishing him luck.
Just the
He's
nicest
always
guys
cool, man.
ever. You know what I mean? Just the nicest guys ever. Down to earth. Never
Right.
had that allure. And that's the weird part too, right? It's like here they are, like athletes, right? Professional athletes. Championship pedigree. And even if it's not the pinnacle of sports, because they can't get there because of the structure of it per se. Just the kindest guys. Just Michael Hood, the kindest guy.
Yeah.
Ricky Ryan, one of the best guys.
Oh, Jorge Corrales, man, that guy's my boy, dude. He always likes everything that we ever post online, bro. That
real.
guy is so
They're
good.
all great. They're all great.
Miami FC. I mean, I
Yeah.
covered him more at the Strikers than with Miami FC, but I see him out there in Montreal, and I'm watching him, and I'm like, dude, I know that guy, bro. He's awesome, man. You know what? I'm gonna fucking message him. I'm gonna get him on the show, bro. Yeah, I don't know how good his English is though, but it's usually in Spanish that we communicate. But when I do my Lemon City MB, we'll have it happen. But anyway, again, we're going too long. Guys. Thank you so much for watching. Remember, follow Omar. Go to lemoncitylive.com. Check out everything Gabe has been doing a lot of Marlins writing, talking about the whole COVID thing. He's got something else coming out today.
He's on a roll.
Just burning or typing it up. On top of that, the Daily Lemonade Sports group that we got on Facebook, man, join it. That we'll post the stream for tomorrow's game on there. Go on there. Just support every little like, share, comment, every single little interaction that we do that you do with us is a huge benefit and a huge what's the word I'm looking for? Great thing, I guess, that we really appreciate. So please keep them coming. And other than that, thank you guys so much for watching. I love you. Omar, stick around. Gus, stick around. Don't go. But the rest of you guys.